Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss Class 10 Chemistry Unit 10 Acid, Bases and Salts. So who has not yet subscribed my channel, kindly first subscribe my channel and like the video and share with your friends. Now moving toward the topic, the chapter is about the acid, bases and salts, right? So first of all, I would like to ask the question, how many food items are sour? In your daily life, you deal with the lemons, oranges, grapefruit, etc. They all are the citrus fruits and they have the sour taste. So this sour taste is due to the acid which is known as citric acid present in them. So now what are bases? Bases are, on the other hand, they are bitter in taste. They are soapy to touch. In our daily life, we deal with the soap, shampoos, detergents, so they all contain the alkalis as well. For example, when you wash your hand with the soap or brush your teeth with toothpaste, you are using a base, whereas salts are formed by the reaction of acid and base. So this reaction is known as neutralization reaction, in which acid reacts with base and they form salt and water. Now the word acid is basically derived from the Greek word which is acidus, which means sour. So they are sour in taste. And what are the indication of acidic solution? They turn blue litmus paper to red color. We use litmus paper, and litmus paper is indicator which tell us about the solution, whether it is acid or base. So we can say that litmus paper is the indicator, right? Now moving toward an aqueous solution, acid give us hydrogen ion, right? An aqueous solution mean watery solution. Aqueous mean water. The solution which contain water is known as aqueous solution. So in aqueous solution, acid give us hydrogen ion and they are good conductor in aqueous solution as well. So strong acids are very corrosive in nature. For example, here we have the hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid and acetic acid. These three are the strong acids, while this one is weak acid. So later on in our next lecture, we will discuss about the strong and weak acids. Now moving toward the bases, what are bases actually? So bases are actually the metal oxide, right? For example, in your periodic, you have learned about the periodic table in grade 9. So here we have the alkali metal and alkaline earth metal. When they react with oxygen, they form the metal oxide. So they are bases. And on the other hand, we can say that those substances which give OH ion, they are known as bases. And when these bases react with acid, they form salt and water. Now moving toward the alkali. Now what is the difference between base and alkali? So metal oxides are base in nature, mean sodium, like I have given you example, the sodium react with oxygen, they form the metal oxide, sodium oxide, right? So all the metal oxides are bases. When these metal oxides get dissolved in water and they give us alkali, right? So metal oxides are bases and alkalis are, when these metal oxides dissolve in water, they give us alkali. Now moving toward, we have to remember the one statement that all the alkalis are bases. The alkalis which are formed, they were first bases. It means bases first dissolve in water. Look at this. All the alkalis are bases, but all the bases are not alkali. For example, few examples are like that. Some are basic in nature, but they don't get dissolved in water and give us alkali. But for the preparation of alkali, first we have to prepare the metal oxide. So metal oxide, or we can say that base is mandatory for the alkali, but it's not mandatory that all the bases form the alkali. All the bases form the alkali, and this statement is very much important. You have to learn about this thing. All the alkalis are bases, but all the bases are not alkali, right? Now next we have the properties of bases. They are bitter in taste, slippery to touch. Just touch the soap, you can feel the nature. It is slippery in nature, so that is due to the presence of NaOH, right, which is base. So they are good conductor in aqueous solution. Mean when the bases get dissolved in water, they give us OH ions, plus and minus ions. So because of these ions, they are good conductor. Now what are the indicator? What type of indicator we use for the bases? So we use different type of indicators, but here we use the litmus paper. If we have the red litmus paper, when we dip the red litmus paper into the basic solution, it turns into blue. It means the solution is basic in nature. So as we have studied, the strong acids are corrosive in nature. Similarly, strong bases are also corrosive in nature. Now we will study about the different concepts of acid and base. So here we have three basic three basic concepts which explains the acid and base. The first one is Arrhenius concept. The second one is Bronsted-Lowry concept, and the third one is Lewis concept. So the Arrhenius, which was a Swedish chemist, he explained the aqueous solution of an acid and base. He explained that the aqueous solution of acid and base, they conduct the electric current when they produce the ions, right? So this is the concept of Arrhenius. It means when a substance, or we can say that a chemical substance that dissociate into ions. Which type of ions? The hydrogen plus ion. Look at this. A chemical substance that dissociate in aqueous solution to give hydrogen ion. So he called that chemical substance an acid. On the other hand, he called that chemical substance which dissociate into aqueous solution to give you OH ion. This is known as base. OH ion, hydroxide ion, right? Now look at the example side by side. The example of an acid is HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, nitric acid, right? When HCl dissociate in aqueous solution, it gives you hydrogen ion. Similarly, sulfuric acid gives you hydrogen ion, and nitric acid will give you hydrogen ion. It means these chemical substances are acid. On the other hand, we have like NaOH. It gives you OH ion. It means this is base. Here, for example, BOH mean base, right? They contain OH ion. Some bases are like that. They remove hydrogen ion from water. One definition is that they give OH ion when dissociate in water. Some bases are like that. When they react with water, they remove the hydrogen ion from the water, right? And gives you OH ion. Now, example of bases are KOH in aqueous solution. Potassium hydroxide will give you potassium ion plus OH minus ion. NH ammonium hydroxide, which will give you ammonia and ammonium ion and hydroxide ion on dissociation in aqueous solution. So these were the examples of acid and base which has been put by the Arrhenius. Now we will discuss some limitations. It means some points have not been yet has not been discovered or not been discussed in the at that time. For example, here Arrhenius gave which the substance which give hydrogen ion, they are called acid. Which give OH ion, they are called base. But we have some compound, we can say that some molecule which do not give hydrogen ion, but they are acidic in nature. On the other hand, we have some molecules which are we can say that we have compound which do not give us OH ion, but they are base in nature. So these were the limitations. So later on we will discuss. Now look at this. In limitation, what type of points has been discussed by the Arrhenius, and what type of the concepts has not been discussed by the Arrhenius. So he discussed the whole phenomena in aqueous medium, but he does not explain, this concept does not explain acidity and basicity in non-aqueous solution. If we have organic solvent, for example, right, so what type of ions they will release? The acid and base will release in organic solvent. So he didn't explain this thing. So this is the limitation of Arrhenius concept. On the other hand, we have limited to the hydrogen and OH ion. Mean he were limited to the production of the production of hydrogen and OH ion. The production of hydrogen ion is known as acid, and the production of the OH ion is known as base. But he didn't explain the acidic nature of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide form carbonic acid, right, when they react with water. So when it dissociates, it will not give you hydrogen ion. So how can we say that this is acidic in nature? So this is the exceptional case basically, which has not been discussed by the Arrhenius. Although carbon dioxide is acidic in nature, but he didn't explain it. So this is the limitation of Arrhenius concept. On the other hand, we have the basic nature of ammonia. When, for example, we dissociate ammonia, it gives you nitrogen and hydrogen. But according to Arrhenius concept, it would be acid because it gives you hydrogen. But this is basic in nature. So this doesn't lie in this concept. So these were the limitations of Arrhenius concept. Now I have chosen some example which you have to discuss, and you have to know about the or you can guess it whether it is base or acidic in nature. For example, calcium hydroxide, they are basic in nature. Why? Because it gives you OH ion. HNO3 is acidic in nature because it gives you hydrogen ion. Next example, we have sodium hydroxide. It is basic in nature because it gives you OH ion. Next we have sulfuric acid, H2SO4. It is acidic in nature because it gives you hydrogen ion. Next we have potassium hydroxide. It is basic in nature because it gives you OH ion when dissociate in aqueous solution. Hope you understand the concept.